so they have this chase scene where they're just driving around going to the embassy, and like his cousin is like just chasing after them, and he's like, I'm going to kill you, Nick fucking Cage. It's so funny. And they get to the end, and we're back with some more Zelda. We're gonna go to Skipper's little hut. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find that sea chart he keeps mentioning. I gotta go this way. So I wanted to discuss with you a
movie.
A movie. I brought this up earlier off camera, but I want to discuss this movie with you. Also, what the fuck is this?
It looks like a lamp.
Oh, it's one of those grabby things.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Also, that bird is shooting fire at me.
Yo, he's pissed. He's got acid reflux. He's got GERD. That's why he's spitting fire.
For real. But so I watched a movie recently, and this movie feels like it's one of those movies where you know what it is, but you don't know the name of it. But I now know the name of it. Do you know the movie The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent by name?
No.
Well, let me tell you what this movie is. It's that movie with Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal. That has been memed to death. Yep. It's that movie. It's the one where Nicolas Cage is like, what's your third favorite movie? Paddington 2. It's the one where Pedro Pascal looks at Nicolas Cage and they're driving and he's got the big fucking smile. It's that movie. I watched that movie last night. And I don't know if people have like watched this movie, or if this movie's popular at all, or if it's just like a meme thing. That movie is like unironically really good. It's like a really good movie. Like
what's the plot?
Okay, so let me run down the plot for you here. So the excuse me. Bruh. The plot is Nicolas Cage.
This sucks so much ass. Holy shit.
Nicolas Cage, who plays himself by the way. He plays himself in this movie. Is in this fictionalized version of events is kind of like a struggling actor. He's kind of hitting that point where it's like he can't get any movie deals, and he's having trouble with his family because all he focuses on is work.
Yeah.
Specifically with his daughter Addie and his ex-wife Olivia. Now, I've checked this, and when I first watched the movie, I didn't know if Olivia and Addie were real people. Fucking Fi. Just, I recommend waiting until you've completed your your objective before taking a rest. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm dying, Fi. What do you want from me?
Excuse me, do you not see the
Jesus.
blood on Immediately got jumped.
For real. So,
adds like insult to injury. He's like, man, Fi, you don't care about my life at all, bitch.
Do these fuckers just not deal damage to me when they jump at me like that? I guess not. But so he's having trouble with his movie career, and he's having trouble with connecting with his 16-year-old daughter Addie, which, by the way, Olivia and Addie are not real people. They're totally fictional. I didn't know that. I thought that they were real people and shit. And then when I found out they weren't real people, I was like, oh no, how do his like 3 ex-wives feel about this movie? But I didn't see anything where they hated it.
Oh, he's got like 3 ex-wives? What the fuck?
Yeah, he's got like 3 ex-wives, and he's currently married to a 4th. So take with that, do with that information what you will. But
no, that's pretty typical for celebrity marriages. They get divorced like all the time.
Yeah, but like so he's having trouble connecting with his daughter, and his wife just thinks he's a fucking moron because he doesn't know what he's doing. And so he's offered this job to go to this guy's birthday party in Spain, right? He's like, what am I, a fucking clown? Like, no, I'm not going to do that. I got this movie coming up, and it's going to be a game changer. And there's that specific line of, like, it's going to bring us back even though I didn't go anywhere, where it's like, he can't accept the fact that he's, you know, just not, like, a big star anymore. And he keeps having these visions of his younger self called Nicky Cage, and this is like the crazy Nicolas Cage of like this is the not the bees type Nicolas Cage who would like fucking scream and do crazy shit in movies. You know, the shit that got Nicolas Cage popular in the first place.
Master, look over there.
Oh shit. They're Titanicing.
Oh, damn. That is the ship containing Nehru's flame. There's a 90% chance that the synthetic life forms assembled here are the crew. This image would indicate that the ship's captain spent many happy days among his many crew members. Wholesome.
Very wholesome.
Anyways, please.
But anyways, so he's like, I got this movie coming up. This is gonna bring us back, and he's got Nicky Cage and all that. And so the movie falls through. The director's like, you know, it was cool meeting you, but I want to go somewhere different with this movie. And so he's like, I'll take the party deal. And so he goes to Spain, and that's when he meets Javi, played by Pedro Pascal, who is like just a Nick Cage super fan. And so at first Nick is very like a little weirded out by Javi's like neediness and his like constant like nervousness around him. It's clear like he's just not treating Nick Cage like a person. He's like, oh my god, it's a god standing in front of me.
Yeah.
Oh shit, are we gonna see? Oh shit, shipyard is at this location. Let me mark it for you with an X. So there should be like a mini game somewhere around here. And this one's a lot cooler than the clown because it's like a roller coaster. But I don't remember where it is. I guess we'll get to it when we get to it. The shipyard is where we used to build our ships. My ship was built there too. If you go to the shipyard, you might find some clues to the location of my ship. Okay, set sail. All right, so and apparently or at this point Nick has basically confirmed in his head that he's going to retire from acting, right? And so he's laying in bed. It's the next day. And he tells Javi that he's retired, that he's going to retire from acting. He doesn't want to do it anymore. And so he decides to take Nick to the cliffs. Ow. And at first, Nicolas Cage is like, I'm not interested. I'm super lagged. I'm tired. I kind of want to just get this over with. And this woman who's like a maid named Gabriella is like, no, you're going to the cliffs. Basically hinting that, you know, these aren't just normal people. This is like a cartel and shit. And that these people are dangerous. But she was like, no, you're going to the cliffs whether you like it or not. And so he goes to the cliffs. Ow. And... oh, maybe this is where the minigame is. I think so, now that I'm thinking about it. Yes, it is. So they go to the cliffs, and Javi, you know, they're driving around, and Javi's like, oh shit, it's the general. We gotta run. And so they're running through the forest, and they get to this cliffside where Nick is like, what the fuck is going on? Who are we running from? He's like, it's the general. I'm dating his daughter, and it's forbidden. And Nick realizes that Javi is improvising to get his love for acting back. And he's like, dude, I'm retired. Just let me retire in peace. But Javi is persistent and keeps going, and Nick is like, all right, you know what? I'll play along. And he starts doing it, and they jump off the cliff, which is a lot bigger than Nick thought it was. And so they start bonding specifically over their love for movies. Javi asks him like what his favorite movie is, and he's like, I don't know, there's like 100 years worth of cinema. I can't just boil it down to one. how about what's your top 3? And he says one of Nick Cage's movies, which I don't remember what it is. And then he says The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, which is a movie that I'm going to see eventually, but I've heard of it a lot, and I'm very interested in the concept. Ow. I do not remember how to fight these guys at all. Also, I'm on fire! But, so, he's like, what's your 3rd favorite movie? And he says Paddington 2, which is where that meme comes from. And so, Nick and Javi are spending time at the pool, and Javi brings up his screenplay. And he's like, I didn't receive a screenplay. You have a screenplay? And so, Javi sends Nick his screenplay. And he's like, how about we go to the bar downtown, or bar in town, I'll read it with you and look at it and shit like that. And Javi gets nervous. He's like, no, I think I should go to bed. So Nick goes to the bar, and he's reading the script. Oh, fucking...
Hey, that is my seat. Nobody sits there rear end on my seat but me. Got it?
Sorry, but I needed the hearts. What's up, bro?
This station here was used by folks heading into the old mines. People still ride their mine carts all over the place, though. I'm probably supposed to tell you there is some safety information about using the carts posted on the wall over there. Cart riding can be dangerous at times, so I would suggest you give that stuff a quick read.
Okay. Approach the cart and press A to get on. Lean your body to balance the weight of the cart as you approach a curve. If you're moving too fast, press B to slow down. Jump to clear obstacles. Alright, fuck it, let's do it. Here we go. This is actually a really cool part of the game. I like this minigame a lot. You could do this
a roller coaster?
Yeah. But we do this minigame again to get a heart piece, but that's later.
I like that. Oh, and you have to balance it?
Yep.
Oh god, that's so stressful.
But so he has this vision of Nicky Cage, and for some reason him and Nicky Cage make out, and it's really fucking weird. But whatever. And that's when Nick Cage is grabbed by these guys who are part of the CIA. Now, I had explicitly forgotten to told you about the actual CIA plot of this movie. So, like, when he first gets to Spain, there's this woman who is, like, trying to find out about the cartel and where they're going, and they realize that Nick Cage is on a plane that they think the leader of the cartel is on. And she's like, you know what? I have an idea, and plants a GPS tracker on him, which leads them to the cartel. So they grab him, put him in a car, like movie shit, and she was like, listen, we're part of the CIA. The guy you're doing the party for is the leader of a cartel who's kidnapped a girl who is the daughter of like one of the like presidential candidates for Spain, who is like very like not cartel friendly. So they're like, we need you to spy on Javi so you can find this girl, so we can find this girl and save her and shit. And he's like, I don't believe you. Like, I just don't believe that's something that Javi's doing, because Javi seems like just this regular cool guy. But he was like, you know what, I'll do it, because they're like, every time you see your daughter, you're gonna see this little girl that you just chose not to save. And he's like, all right, fine, I'll fucking do it. So he's at this party, right? And he's going into the security room to, I guess, place some cameras or he's doing some spot espionage type shit, you know? So he's doing that, and they realize that one of Javi's men is coming up to the security room because he notices something's wrong. And they're like, quick, get this like weird little glove thing that goes on your hand. If you touch someone's skin, it'll knock them out in like 30 seconds. So he puts that on, but then he rubs his forehead with it. So he's like, I touched my skin. So there's like this really tense, thrilling scene where he's like trying to get back into the security room, but it's locked because he forgot he put the card key in there. So like he's like, I need to get back in there. There's a dude coming. Like, I'm so dead. Like, this is it. And, like, one of the CIA dudes is like, we did it. We've killed a civilian. Like, I'll see you when I'm working at fucking Sonic is one of the lines, which is a really good line in that movie. And so she's like, no, he can do it. You can go around through a window. And he's like, dude, he's high out of his mind. He's about to pass out. What do you mean climb across, like, this little thing and go through a window? But he does it anyway. And he manages to do it. Oh, hi-fi.
Master, we have arrived at the shipyard construction bay.
Ooh,
Yo!
spooky.
I like that. That's nice.
Yeah.
I fuck with this.
With the passing of many years, this structure has filled with sand. I recommend looking in the sand for a clue that may direct you to the solution or to the location of the ship. Goddamn, media literacy is dead.
Goddamn. So he does that. The guy coming up there is like, all right, no one's here. I'm going back to the party. And Nick Cage has the antidote in his hand. He's about to cure himself, and then he passes out. They're like, he's so fucked. He's gonna die. So, like, he's passed out. Vivian has this idea and shouts action into the mic, which wakes him up. He stabs himself, gets the antidote, and completes his mission. He's like, you know what? I like that. That was fun. Okay. It's the scorpion with eyes.
The scorpion.
But,
The baby scorpos.
yeah. But so he's like, I might see myself doing this shit in the future. And they're like, well, we got another mission for you. He's like, fuck no, that was terrifying. He literally says that. Which is really funny. And so he heads back into the party, and Javi's doing this monologue talking about how, you know, he's like, my dad and I weren't very close. And he had like this disease and it was gonna kill him. So a couple weeks before he died, there was this movie going on. It was a Nick Cage movie, and we both loved it. And that's how we like rebuilt our relationship before he died. And he's like, so I want to thank you for making that movie and letting us rebuild our relationship. And Vivian is like, dude, you need to find a way to stay there so we can keep spying on Javi and find the girl. And so he's like, you know what? I know that Javi has a screenplay. We need to stay there to save the girl. I'm going to tell Javi that we should make a movie together. So he does that. He announces that he and Javi are making a movie. The next scene is the CIA has a location where they think, oh, that's right. They think that they know where the girl is being held. And so he was like, they're like, you got to find a way inside so you can save her. And so he's standing out there, and Javi's like, hey, look, we need some inspiration for the movie. And they take LSD, right? Which is where that scene of them driving the car and they look at each other. That's where that meme comes from.
That's where the scene is?
Yeah. You want to know the sad part,
Really?
though? That song,
What?
Make Your Own Kind of Music, is not the song that they used for that moment in the movie.
No.
Sadly, so
What song do they use?
it's just some weird psychedelic track. I don't even know. It was just a weird song.
No.
But so-
That's
I know.
tragic.
But so they hi-fi.
Master, it would appear that in many years... Whoa, holy shit. Master, it would appear that in the many years this factory went unused. Monsters have moved in and built a nest.
No shit. Excuse me.
I now estimate that the chance of finding a clue in the sand here as to the ship's location is extremely low.
Alright, well, at least we came here and had some fun on the roller coaster, which we will come back here for a heart piece, but at least that minigame is a lot more fun and a lot less scammy than the clown, so... And it's a lot more consistent. I just have to be good. I mean, I guess you could argue that I had to be good for the clown one, but I feel like that was more RNG based than anything. But
Yeah, I think you're right.
gotta save the game. We playing, but we gaming, but we ain't playing games.
But we ain't playing games. Mhm.
But so they're in town, high on LSD, and they're talking about the movie, and Nick thinks that the two guys are staring at him, and they freak out, and they have this amazing scene where they're like kind of reenacting like a war movie where they're like trying to like get over this wall. Javi allows Nick to do a boost, and so Nick gets on top of the wall and he tries to pull up Javi, but Javi's too heavy, and so he's like, just leave me, you go and live. And so he goes over, and then Javi peeks around side, and he's like, I guess we could have just gone around, which was funny as hell. But so they make their way back to the compound after a stupid fucking like little car scene where they're like crashing into a bunch of cars because Nick's on LSD and shit. And so they make their way back to the compound, and Nick is trying to get into that room where he thinks that the girl is being held, and Javi walks up to him, and we're thinking, oh shit, he's been made. Javi knows. And he's like, I can't let you in there. He's like, I need to go in there. I need to see what's inside. And he's like, if you go inside, it may change how you view me, how you think about me. He's like, let me inside, Javi. He opens it up. It's not the girl. Instead, it's this giant collection of Nick Cage shit. And funnily enough, like it's mostly just collectibles from the movies, but also there's that fucking pillow, the fucking Nick Cage pillow. You know what I'm talking about? That like fucking everybody. Okay, you know that pillow that you have in your house where it's like it's blue and magenta and you can like mess with it with the little things. I made the little Among Gaga with it, you know. There's a Nicolas Cage pillow like that where it's Nicolas's Cage. It's literally his face on the pillow.
Is it like zoomed in?
It's like super zoomed in. It's really funny, and like every YouTuber was like making memes about it and shit. So like he has that, and he's like, that's just what did he say? He says that's just disturbing. And like he covers it up, and then Javi runs over to it and flips it back so it's his face again, which is really funny. And so like they go up to this statue of him from one of his movies, and the statue has these like golden pistols, right? And he's like, they're real golden pistols. I had them custom created specifically for this statue. So that's a Chekhov's gun moment that we'll get to in just a minute. So, oh shit. I think I can run around actually. See ya.
Yeah, bye.
But so, I think we have to go in that door. We do. And so like, I'm trying to remember. So after that, we cut to a scene of Nick and Vivian talking, and he's like, the girl's not in there. We don't know where he, oh, hi, Fi. God damn it. I'm trying to talk about a Nick Cage movie, Fi.
Please take a look. This device looks like it is meant to hold a time shift stone, but there is not one currently installed.
Oh, really? Oh my god, wow.
There's a 95% chance that it is the same type of device that we encountered in the Lanayru mines. Signs indicate that time shift stones were used in this facility as a kind of power source.
Thank you, Fi. Very cool.
Okay.
But, so Vivian is like, well, I know you're working on this movie. Why don't you bring up the idea of a kidnapping plot in the movie? And I forgot to mention this, but like the entire time they're like, this is gonna be like this dramatic adult movie about these two men who are friends and better each other because of being friends and shit. So he's like, so like at first he's like against the idea, but she was like, I don't know, it could bring in a lot of appeal. And he's like, all right, you know what, I'll bring up the idea to Javi. He does so, and Javi again, like we think that he's been made, he thinks he knows the truth, and then he's like, I know what's really going on here. You're having some like feelings about not being able to connect with your daughter. And he was like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what's happening. And so he was like, don't worry, we'll fix this. We'll fix this. And so the next day, Javi wakes Nick up to find that he has Olivia and Addie. He didn't kidnap them, but he invited them over. They're like, what the fuck is going on? Why are we here? Who's this guy? What's going on? Fine, please! I'm talking about Nick Cage!
Please have a look.
Oh my god, it's working now?
This object is called a time shift orb. I conjecture that unlike the time shift stones we've seen, this device was designed to be carried around and installed in different locations.
Mm-hmm.
How convenient.
So we got to take this to that other place that we saw it at. But so
Yo, that's cool as fuck!
yeah, these Zelda developers, they know what. Oh shit. Okay, come at me, motherfucker. Come on. Bitch.
Got his ass. Bitched him. Damn!
But so, I know we're going over, but I want to finish talking about this movie. But, so, he's like, have dinner with us, or have lunch with us. We could talk about what's going on so we can focus on making the movie. And so we have this scene where Nick is trying his hardest to, like, actually fix his relationship with his daughter, and she was like, this is the problem. It's never about me, it's about you. You don't like that we have a terrible relationship. You don't like that I don't like the movies that you like. It's all about you. And he was like, oh my god. Like, we finally realize what's going on with them. And so him and Javi are like, or Javi, oh, wait, no. Javi gets called by his cousin, Luis, to have a meeting with him, where he brings up that one of the, this Italian guy is coming over to make a deal with them, but they think someone is there to betray them. And they have the recording of Nick talking to Vivian after the security room fiasco, right? And so, what's funny too is, like, he doesn't initially bring up the evidence that was happening. So he's like, we think Nicolas Cage has been spying on us. And he's like, bullshit. And he's like, so Luis pulls up the evidence and he says to Javi, he's like, I think you're in on it too. And he's like, I swear I'm not. And so Luis puts up this ultimatum of, like, either I kill you or you kill Nicolas Cage. And so we get this really intense scene where, like, and, like, meanwhile, while that's happening, Nick is talking to Vivian, like, my family's involved now. What do I do? And they're like, well, you just have to kill Javi so we can safeguard your family. Just kill him. Kill Javi, right? So, like, and they're like, do you have access to a gun? And he's like, yes, I do. And he goes back to the statue and grabs the 2 gold what the fuck are you guys doing? He gets the 2 gold guns from the statue. So there's the Chekhov's gun moment where, like, that he's like, no, those are actual guns. And so, like, we have this really tense scene where they both are, like, armed and ready to kill the other. But like, neither of them know the other wants to kill them. And so they're like, so Javi was like, you know what, the kidnapping plot was a really good idea. I should have never brought your family in. I'm sorry. And he's like, it's fine. And, like, they drive out to the cliffs. And he's like, and Nick is like, Javi, I'm very glad I got to meet you. And so they have this scene where they're like, it's a shame that I have to kill you. And he's like, why do you have to kill me? Like, why do you want to kill me? Like, I didn't do anything. And he's like, you brought my family into this. You're the leader of a cartel. And he's like, I'm not the leader of the cartel. My cousin's the leader of the cartel. I'm just the face because he forces me to. So we realize Javi is not only that, but Javi didn't even know that the daughter was kidnapped. Javi is literally just a Nicolas Cage fan who's being forced to be the head of the cartel by his cousin. He has no ties to the
shit.
he has like zero ties to the cartel. He's not a bad guy at all. And so
That's hysterical.
and so they were like, you know what? I can't kill you. I love you. You're my friend. And so the cartel realizes that they're not going to kill each other. And so they start shooting at them. And they were like, we got to get out of here. Like, we got to get my family and we got to get Gabriella safe. And he's like, what do you mean, Gabriella? He's like, didn't you know that, like, we have, like, a thing going on? Like, didn't you realize? Which is really funny. And so, like, oh, I have to pull this box. That's, okay. And so the movie from then on is just like this really cool thriller where it's like Javi and Nick Cage fighting the cartel. And like when they get back to the compound, Olivia's like, oh, they took Addie. She went looking for you and they grabbed her and they kidnapped her. So all four of them, Nick, Olivia, Javi, and Gabrielle, are going to the CIA safe house. Because Vivian's like, just come here, we'll protect you, we'll help. But it's a trap. And so, like, they get there, but before the trap could be sprung, Vivian uses her final moments to kill the guy who's gonna kill them. They're like, we don't, oh, there's a fairy. Like, we don't know what's going on. And Javi's like, all right, I have a safe house that we can go to where we can plan to save everybody. And they come up with this plan where Olivia was a makeup artist. And the guy that the cartel is doing deals with has no idea what the guy looks like because he'd been presumed dead for 15 years. And so they disguise Nick Cage to look like this guy, the Italian guy. And so they find where Addie and the girl are being held, and they realize, like Luis realizes, like, oh shit, that's Nick Cage, and Nick Cage grabs him and has him at gunpoint, and he's it's so funny. They all run off, and Nick is there, and he's like surrounded by cartel guys. So like this seems like a Nick Cage is about to die moment, you know? I have an idea. Hold on. No, okay, I can't roll that. I was gonna say maybe I can roll that through, but no, I just can't do that. Oh fuck. So Javi goes back to save Nick, and it's this really cool scene. But Javi's cousin is still alive, and they're trying to get to the U.S. Embassy to get them out of there. Javi and Gabriella stay to hold them back because they're like, you know, we're cartel members. There's no life for us out there. Like we can do nothing. We'll hold them off while you guys escape, right? And so, fucking, what do I do here? Maybe place that here. I can go through and maybe open that from the other side. I'm so smart. I'm so smart. I'm the smartest boy around. So, and they have this, so they have this chase scene where they're just driving around going to the embassy, and like his cousin is like just chasing after them, and he's like, I'm going to kill you, Nick fucking Cage. It's so funny. And they get to the embassy, but he has Nick Cage at gunpoint around these like soldiers. But luckily, this guy that they ran over earlier dropped a knife in the car. So the girl throws a knife to Nick Cage, and he stabs him and kills Luis. And then it cuts to the movie that him and Javi were making, where I guess they based the movie off of the adventure they had. And so, and like it's revealed that Javi's still alive. Javi and Gabriella are fine, and they're like, we're going to this after party. What should we do? And Nick was like, no, I'm gonna go spend time with my family. And so they're spending time, and him and Addie are starting to get to know each other better. And they're like, let's watch a movie. And she's like, no, Dad, you pick the movie. He's like, no, I want to see what you like. I want to see what you're interested in. And she's like, can we watch Paddington 2? And that's how the movie ends.
Nice.
It's It's genuinely a really good movie.
That sounds like a good movie. That genuinely sounds like a lot better than what I was initially expecting.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like some kind of like shit post. But I guess Nick Cage just does really good stuff generally. Like, have you seen Longlegs?
I have not. I didn't even know he was in Longlegs.
Dude, he's so creepy.
Well, thank you all for indulging me on this Nick Cage adventure. Well,
that was. I feel like you've done a good job summarizing it. I feel like I watched the whole movie behind my eyes.
but you should watch it.
explaining this
But
to
you
me.
should watch the movie anyway because it's a really good movie.
Yeah, I would like to.
But
Sounds good.
we'll see y'all next time, everybody. Goodbye. I'm Nick fucking Woo Cage,